That was not convincing tonight. That was bang average at best. What were Manchester United playing at tonight? Honestly, that was just fucking lucky. That's all I'm saying. Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you're all having a fantastic Monday evening, and I hope you've all had an amazing start to this third brand new week in August 2023 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and always remember to put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right in front of the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, EA Sports FC, Rocket League, more reactions, more previews, and much more brand new stuff planned for the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. So please subscribe to this channel and this community if you are new. Thank you. Good evening to everybody. Good evening to all you legends and all you legendary people, and welcome to the first reaction of the 2023-2024 Premier League season between Manchester United and Wolverhampton Wanderers this evening at Old Trafford. And I mean, lucky United, that is all I'm going to say about that performance tonight. United, absolutely embarrassing first half, embarrassing second half, and United somehow have managed to get 3 points from this game. United are nowhere near the pace. We are lacking attacking quality. The midfield is dead. The defence is miserable, and the only decent player that probably can only hold his head held high tonight is probably Raphael Varane for getting a winning goal. And it states this in the title: Raphael Varane wins it for Manchester United. We've literally had to rely on our defence to get us the goal tonight due to that poor, embarrassing, lacklustre Manchester United. It just didn't look like the Manchester United I thought we were all expecting. That Man United team was out of ideas. There was no attacking threat. It looked like Solskjaer ball had returned to Manchester United. Moments FC has returned to Old Trafford. And United have got away with that. Wolverhampton Wanderers were the better team. I'm not going to beat around the bush about this. Wolves were the better team. They were absolutely all over Manchester United. Better attacking style of play. And I have to give credit for the job Gary O'Neill has done so far at Wolves, because that Wolves team looked miles ahead of Manchester United. And that Wolves team have only been in training for 4 days under Gary O'Neill as their new manager. Avril Lopetegui left the club in midweek. That Wolves team, I mean, you are lucky you're not walking away with Old Trafford for a point tonight, because United, in my opinion, did not deserve to win that game. We don't really deserve the 3 points. And that VAR moment at the end when Onana has come out of goal and absolutely taken the shit out of the Wolves striker. Wolves should be aggrieved that VAR decision is not giving us a clear Wolves penalty, because in an ideal world, that goal goes to VAR and that a penalty award is given to Wolves. And I feel like Wolves fans will be annoyed, very frustrated and very disappointed that VAR decision is not given by the referee or VAR, because Onana has completely and utterly wiped the Wolves player out. How that is not given as a penalty and United only draw this game, I will never know what's going on. But that Man United team tonight, it didn't look like Manchester United. It just didn't lack. It lacked everything I expected tonight. I thought that Wolves team deserved the win. Wolves could have easily have had a 3-4-0 win tonight. Manchester United was so wide open. The midfield we had was defenceless. The defence we had, we were literally relying on Varane and Martinez. And for the attack, well, there was no attack. That Man United team, all pre-season and at the start of this Premier League season, have got away with it. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. Out of 10 tonight, that performance is getting nothing more than a 3. Because Man United at times were absolutely at 6s and 7s regarding that result. United were all over the spot. And I feel, quite frankly, annoyed about how badly we actually played. I didn't expect that from the Manchester United side, trying to somehow get top 4, Champions League football again for next season, and trying to chase down Man City, Arsenal and Newcastle already. And so far, we've started with a win. We've got the 3 points, but Man United have got to play better than that for the rest of the season, because otherwise, I don't see how this season's going to be great. I don't see how this season's going to be any good, because Manchester United are lacking quality, not just in defence, not just in the midfield, but the attack as well. And I think, we've got to be very, very thankful for the Varane goal tonight to win us that game, because otherwise this game finishes 0-0. We only get a draw, we only get a point, and United throw it away. United tonight were just utterly embarrassing to watch all game. And it was just quite frankly very, very boring. Man United just lacked energy, enthusiasm. It liked all the energy had been sucked out of the Man United tank, and the Man United tanks ran out of fuel. There was nothing in that game all game, and I'm really, really disappointed of how we played. We didn't turn up in that first half. It looked like Man United were nervous and scared of trying to perform in the Premier League for the first time ever, and it just looked like that Man United side didn't click. I don't know why it's not clicking, but clearly already there are signs there showing that Man United side. Yeah, I will be back on live later on this evening. I'm just going to do the reaction and I'll be back online. It just looked like as a whole that Manchester United are going to have a really up and down season based on that performance alone. This Man United team is struggling. Let's not beat around the bush. I'm worried long term what's going to happen this season playing the way we did against Wolves. Wolves were the better team first half and second half. Wolves, in my opinion, deserve the 3 points. I feel for the Wolves fans. I feel for the Wolves supporters, because you came to Old Trafford and absolutely outplayed us tonight. You deserve the win. You deserve the 3 points. And Man United, you've got to hold your hands up here, because you were dreadful. You were absolutely all over the place. And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on with those players. I don't know what's going on with that squad. But clearly, Ten Hag, yet again, has got a squad here that is not behind him. He's got players here at the club who doesn't want to be here. And he's got players he wants to get rid of, the club is saying no to, and rejecting stupid, silly bids from other clubs in the league. It's an absolute disgrace. This club isn't going to get anywhere with Deadwood, Mercenaries FC players in this team. That showed not just on the bench, but in that first team as well. That team on all fronts isn't fucking good enough. We are not going to get very far if we play like that for the rest of the Premier League season. One game in and I'm already fucked off. That, for a Man United side, that was poor. If I turned up after travelling hundreds of miles and paying over 1,000 to 1,500 for a ticket, and I watched that tonight, I'd be quite frankly going up to the cashier and asking for a refund on my ticket, because that Man United side did not turn up tonight. Those players have gone back to what they did under Solskjaer and Ralph Rangnick. Season 1, they'll perform absolute miracles, and in Season 2, they'll throw the manager under the bus, blame him for the results, and get Ten Hag the sack. Because that tonight said it all over. That tonight said it. There is no quality in that team. The squad depth is embarrassing. We've got players at this club still under contract we don't want, and we've got players we're trying to get rid of we can't sell. We've had an embarrassing summer transfer window year in August and in July since it opened, and it clearly showed based on that tonight. Absolutely embarrassing for Manchester United. I would be embarrassing to witness that at Old Trafford, because United simply didn't get going. Wolves dominated the ball. They dominated possession. And I tell you what, that Cunha and Pedro Neto were probably Wolves' two most dangerous players all game. Two of the most dangerous players all game were causing Man United hell. It was like walking in to a kitchen nightmare with Gordon Ramsay in the USA and absolutely finding horror scenes behind the scenes in the kitchen. That is embarrassing for Manchester United. It was a fucking horror show. That is not the way Manchester United should have started that Premier League season, by scraping a 1-0 win. That isn't Manchester United's DNA. That team, if you're looking at it from a bigger picture, and you look at that Wolves team, and you look at Manchester United, and you look at the players that Wolves have lost this summer, you look at the quality. Compared to Manchester United and Wolves, it's night and day. But tonight, it was reversed. That Wolves team was all over them. And the players they lost, it doesn't look like they were missed much. That Wolves team went for it tonight. That Wolves team, under Gary O'Neill, it looks completely different than what I expected. I expected Manchester United to absolutely cave in on Wolves and give Wolves an absolute battering. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen for the whole 100 minutes because we played 7 minutes of added on time in the 90th minute and added an extra 3. We played over 100 minutes of football tonight, and Manchester United are absolutely nowhere near. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like behind the scenes, they are doing what they did to Van Gaal. They did what they did to Mourinho. They did what they did to Moyes. They did what they did to Rangnick and Solskjaer. They're throwing this manager under the bus again. And the history, unfortunately, Manchester United fans and Manchester United supporters, is going to repeat itself. The same history of before is going to happen to Ten Hag. And I'll tell you what, this summer transfer window says it all. Because that summer transfer window so far, it's not been down to Man United. It's not been down to Richard Arnold. It's not been down to John Murtough. This transfer window has been down to Erik Ten Hag's pull power. He wouldn't have signed Mason Mount, Onana and Højlund without the pull of our manager and Erik Ten Hag. And I tell you what, this job's going to kill Ten Hag. It's going to absolutely kill him. Because tonight, it showed, you looked on Erik Ten Hag's face, he looks very fucked off. He looks very tired. And I tell you what, that is the pressure of being this club's manager. It is an absolute nightmare. It's hell on wheels. It is an absolute nightmare managing this club because clearly it shows he hasn't been backed all fucking summer. Rasmus Højlund, Mason Mount and Onana is not enough to go head to toe in the Champions League or the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, even in fact the Premier League. One game in, and I tell you, United are going to struggle this season. I know it's only one game in and fans will tell me, don't panic, you're overreacting. That Wolves game, we should have absolutely trounced them. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've lost Ruben Neves, Raul Jimenez, Connor Cody, Nathan Collins, Adama Traore. And they haven't spent a penny. And Wolves have come out the firing blocks and are threatening Manchester United at Old Trafford. It's like Manchester United got too cocky. They thought, right, Wolves are going to get a new manager bounce, which they clearly did. That bounce was more than a trampoline on steroids. The new manager bounce under Gary O'Neill at Wolves already is there to be seen quite in front of you, in front of the telly. The bounce under Gary O'Neill already, it clearly shows that, you know what, we couldn't cope with that tonight. I don't know why, because if you're comparing the tactics between Ten Hag and Gary O'Neill, it's night and day. Gary O'Neill did a really good job at Bournemouth. He kept them up in the Premier League, right? They sacked him because the Bournemouth owners wanted to go have a completely different direction for next season under a new manager. They sacked Gary O'Neill and Wolves have appointed him. And I tell you what, that appointment might just get Wolves to be okay this season. Wolves deserve the 3 points. There was goals in that Wolves team tonight. There was goals. They just didn't take their opportunities when it came to them. They had several opportunities on Onana's goal. And thank God we've got a goalkeeper that can distribute the ball and come out of goal to reach out for clearances. Because I'll tell you what, Onana in goal has probably been the saving grace from tonight, as well as Varane's goal. They're probably single-handedly down, probably Man United's 2 best players all game. And I don't know why it took a goalkeeper and a centre-back to be our 2 best players. But in the end, Manchester United, you have got away with this. I wouldn't be doing jazz hands and jumping up and down and celebrating like you've won the league. This is one game in, and the performances ain't convincing. It looks very lethargic. The lack of ideas, the lack of clear instruction, the lack of clear tactics. And you can tell that Man United team, the summer transfer window, has badly backfired because we've missed Rasmus Højlund. He's still out injured. Man United took 6 weeks to bring him in. A striker. 7 weeks to bring a striker in. Rasmus Højlund's playing in pre-season games for Atalanta and gets injured with a back injury. And he signed to Manchester United, but it gets picked up on the medical. Rasmus Højlund's then massively unfit to play, can't play tonight, and we wonder why we're lacking goals. It clearly showed that tonight. If Rasmus Højlund was fit, he would have started that game tonight. We've got no clear striker. We've got no second midfielder we were meant to be signing. Harry Maguire is still here. Scott McTominay is still here. Anthony Martial, Dean Henderson. All on that Man United bench tonight. All players that Ten Hag is desperately wanting to get rid of. And all of them are still here in a Man United training jersey, trying to convince themselves that they're great Man United players for the future. And then if anyone saw the halftime check, there's rumours Harry Maguire is demanding a 15 million payout, not 5, 15 million payout to leave the club. If he wants to leave, he wants a 15 million payoff. I've got 2 words for Harry Maguire. Not happening. We are not paying Harry Maguire 15 million as a payoff to get out this club. I've got no respect for Harry Maguire. He's been shit since he's been here. He's no leader. He's no captain. He's no role model. He's a disgrace to the shirt. He's a disgrace to the badge. And he's a disgrace to this football club. And he's an absolute disgrace to the manager. Harry Maguire is holding this club ransom. And I tell you what, these problems behind the scenes are affecting that on the pitch tonight. And I tell you what, it would not surprise me. The chaos and the trouble behind the scenes at Man United by certain players who are refusing to leave, that is filtering onto the pitch. And that showed that tonight. United have got troublemakers here trying to ruin this season. And that showed after one game. And I tell you what, God forbid, when the Champions League group stage draw happens at the end of this month, God forbid what's going to happen to us. Because if we get a tough group, there is no way in hell Manchester United can play like that the way they played tonight. If they play like that again, we are going to get absolutely annihilated. We are going to get ripped apart. And that's the big, big problem Man United have got to figure out in the next few weeks. You've got 2 weeks and 5 days to make this transfer window a 9 out of 10. And United have got an obligation to do it. We cannot go with those players again against Tottenham, Forest, Arsenal and Brighton. Those are our next 4 games, right? And United have got to pick up 15 points from 15. Yes, we're above Chelsea, Liverpool and Tottenham already. Good. That's a good start. But you've got away with it due to a lacklustre, poor performance. And that 11, that Ten Hag went with, I thought, you know what? On paper, that's probably our best formation and our best 11 players on the Old Trafford turf. But all 11 of those players, except probably 2, can hold their heads high tonight for getting United over the line. The rest of them, what's happening to Garnacho? What's happened to Marcus Rashford? What's happened to Anthony, Fernandes, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Eriksen, Sancho, Mctominay, Pellistri? What the hell is going on? Because tonight, Garnacho gets all this hype as he's the next big thing. Garnacho clearly wanted the number 7 shirt this summer. United gave it to Mason Mount, and he was a disaster tonight as well. An ex-Chelsea reject who's got the playing style of Nemanja Matic. We paid 60 fucking million for a Chelsea reject, and he's got the famous iconic number 7 shirt on the back of his chest, and he plays like that. 1 game in, I said, Mason Mount, I will give you time. Get him out of that team. Because I tell you what, he does not deserve that number 7 shirt. He doesn't deserve it. He was absolutely woeful tonight, Mason Mount. And I said this. He is not going to be a good signing for this club. It's going to turn out to be a PR disaster. And it's already happening. Mason Mount was woeful. Oh my God, how bad was he? Tackling, can't win the ball, slipped over when he's on the edge of the box to put a good cross into the Wolves penalty area. Slipped over. I mean, what's he think he is? Bambi on ice? We're not on Strictly Come Dancing, Mason. You're meant to be a Manchester United player, bruv. And you're clearly quite showing that you've got no clue what you're doing. The pressure of Manchester United has already got you after 1 game. And then we look at the rest of the team. Garnacho was dreadful. Cutting in too much, taking on the opposition all by himself, shooting from stupid angles and getting the ball over the Wolves penalty bar. I think Garnacho's trying to take the world on his own and try and be the best that he can be. But the rest of it, it's just so bad. It's just not the Manchester United way of doing things. It's about having the whole team play as a team. And it felt like Individuals FC has leaked back into the team. Individual FC, Moments FC, Ability FC, I'll do it on my own FC. We can't keep doing that. And then we move on to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has one good season for Man United last season. He's played down the middle tonight as our own central striker. Because clearly Ten Hag doesn't trust Martial because he's injury prone. Marcus Rashford down the middle as our striker who's meant to be Mr. Clinical this season and score another 30-odd goals. Good luck with that happening. Because Marcus Rashford has gone back to being the Marcus Rashford he was under Solskjaer and Ralph Rangnick, getting away with shit, wank performances. It is an embarrassing moment for Marcus Rashford tonight. Clinically unfit, clinically fatigued, and clearly trying to be a world beater, taking it on his own to try and get United the goals that they need. This isn't going to work. Having Rashford down the middle all season is not going to work. We need a second striker being brought in before this transfer window slams shut in 2 weeks' time and 5 days. We cannot afford to have Marcus Rashford up front all season and an injury-prone Martial, because United's results will get worse. We will not put teams away and we'll lose games. And I tell you, based on that tonight, if we play like that against Tottenham or Arsenal or Nottingham Forest or Brighton, God fucking help us, because we are going to get ripped apart defensively. The midfield battle, you know you've got Mason Mount in there and Fernandes and Casemiro, but what the hell happened to those two? Everything just felt lost in that whole team, and it's like the team couldn't gel, and it's very, very worrying that that's happening. I don't want to beat around the bush, but that is cause for concern that that's happening already after one game. Clearly, in Manchester United, if we're going to be honest, we are not prepared for this Premier League season. Not a blimmin' chance we're not prepared. We are massively lacking squad depth. We're trying to recruit players in this week, apparently according to certain sources on Twitter, saying certain players will sign for the club this week. That's got to happen quick. We cannot afford to have this same squad for the next 3, 4, 5 games. You've got to get these players in before this gets any worse. I don't want Man United going back to what they once were under Solskjaer and Rangnick, because we all knew how that ended. Both of them were sacked. And I tell you what, you look at Ten Hag and you look at the way he looked tonight on his face. He looks like a beaten manager. He's probably trying to get ideas across to the board and the owners to get him these players that he's desperately wanting. And it's not happening. If United do nothing this week, then the Spurs preview, which we'll do on Wednesday afternoon, is going to be difficult to talk about, because United are not doing what the manager wants. They're not really giving him what he needs to succeed. And I do worry long term that if this goes wrong in season 2 and we don't win a trophy, then Ten Hag's under pressure next season already, and next season's not even happened yet. I mean, we're nearly through August now, and I know it's only the first game of the new Premier League season, but United are just, it's very boring. It's very lethargic. I'm not blaming this on Ten Hag. Ten Hag is the right manager for this football club to take us forward. Of course he is. But you're going to have to start looking at this and thinking, well, if he ain't getting the players he wants now, and the transfer window remains like this till it shuts, and all we've got is Højlund, Onana and Mount, then I think United are going to get absolutely not just torn apart, but could you imagine what's going to happen away at Anfield and the Etihad and Stamford Bridge and the Emirates and the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Could you just imagine what's going to happen? Because playing like that tonight, Tottenham will expose Manchester United. Tottenham played better than United yesterday. Brentford played better than what we did today. And it's embarrassing. We're having to put ourselves on the pedestal with other top clubs to try and keep us on a certain level to try and get this Premier League season to be a successful one. it's quite frankly not fair that we're being compared to Brentford and Tottenham. But that is how it looked. That looked like United are acting like the smaller club. And I do believe we are. Manchester United are not acting like a big club this summer. We're meant to be backing this manager. We haven't backed him all fucking summer. Onana, Mount and Højlund is not enough. And I keep banging on about this to certain people. That manager is not given the backing he wants. He's having to work with what he's got again. United need to spend 400 million in the next 2 to 3 weeks. United are going to have to do it. Fuck financial fair play. That's been the biggest excuse all fucking summer. And they kept using it and using it and using it until that excuse runs out of its timer. You can't keep using that as an excuse. Financial fair play is not an issue. Money is not an issue, man. I've got someone close to United telling me that. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm talking about. I'm seeing cracks already. United need to be playing better than that on a weekly basis. And we need to make the home record a fortress. We need to make that happen. But United cannot play like that again. They can't. Because we'll lose 3-4-0. And Spurs away is going to be tough on Saturday evening. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Spurs have got a point. We've got 3. So Spurs are under more pressure than what we are. But if we go away like that and play like that against Spurs, I know Harry Kane's gone and he was their best player and he left them because they're shit. But could you imagine what Song or Charles and Kulusevski are going to do? Like that back four tonight, soon as Martinez went off, and he had to be substituted to Lisandro Martinez, he was on a yellow card and risking getting risk of being sent off in the second half. Ten Hag couldn't risk that. But that's the problem. He's stuck with Harry Maguire. He doesn't want Harry Maguire at this club. He wants to get rid of Harry Maguire. If we're stuck with Harry Maguire, we've basically got Lindelof. And Lindelof came on, and it's like people want Lindelof kept as well. Like, can you see how shit he was in the second half as well? That was it. That South Korean player or that Japanese player that Wolves have got. He was running rings around Lindelof, and it's like Harry Maguire and Lindelof are both shit. They're not good enough, and you want them to kept. Like, I'm sorry. United are going to have to pull their finger out here in the next few days and sign some players. If you want Benjamin Pavard, who Ten Hag wants, as the replacement Harry Maguire, if Bayern Munich want the 45 million fucking euros, fucking pay it. Just cough up and pay. Amrabat, the deal as well for Amrabat from Fiorentina, that needs to happen tomorrow. That needs to happen by Wednesday. We cannot be sat here tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, and we're doing nothing in the transfer market. What we've got to do, we've got to sell to buy again. We've got to sell to buy. We've got to wait for McTominay, Maguire, Martial and Dean Henderson and Donny van der Beek to go. I'm sorry, why are we sat waiting? You've sold Fred, you've sold Kovar, and you're telling me that ain't enough to get the Amrabat deal done. I mean, what the fuck's going on? That team tonight is crying out for reinforcements. But Ten Hag has been told, we're not paying that. We're not being held to ransom. We've got to sell to buy. Financial fair play is an issue, even though we spent close to nearly 180 million this summer. Yeah, you can't get away with that. I'm sorry, no. Not on my watch, you're not. You're not doing it to other fans, and you're not doing it to other supporters. We don't need that. You're doing it enough as it is at the moment. But don't piss us off, because the fans and supporters have had it up to here already this season. One game in. Don't keep doing it, because it's not fair. United are getting away with this, and it's on them. We're playing that badly tonight. All this trouble is down to the incompetence of John Mert and Richard Arnold, and the incompetence and the absolute useless tossers that the Glazers are. Sell the football club and fuck off home. Because I'm not going to stand watching that pile of shit all season. That team is crying out for a midfield quality. It's crying out for another striker. We need another winger. We need a better centre-back and a better right-back. We need a backup goalkeeper. United need to start being more efficient. Because performances like that are going to be slated. And they're going to be slated again tonight. I feel for Wolves. I absolutely feel for them. They've been robbed of a clear VAR decision for a penalty, which should have been given, by the way. Onana's got away with one. And I think, Manchester United, pull your finger out. You've got to do something. Because that Premier League season, that ain't convincing to me. 1-0 over Wolves. We're basically scrapping in the bargain basement to scrape a win again. I know it's 3 points. I know it's only one game. But is that convincing to every Man United fan? It's not convincing. It's shit. We are crap. And if we keep playing like that, can you imagine what Man City are going to do to us this season? Can you imagine what Barcelona and Real Madrid might do if we get them in our Champions League group? And I hope fans can now start seeing what I'm trying to bang on about. Back this fucking manager. I'm not asking a lot. Back the fucking manager. Because this is happening at Liverpool. And you see Chelsea, look at their spend. What are Man United doing? Got to sell to buy. Financial fair play. And you see some of this fan base praising John Murtough and Richard Arnold for their transfer business this summer. It's like, where's the praise? Why are you praising them? They've done a shit job. They should have got Harry Kane. They should have got Osman. They should have got Kim Min-jae. They should have got Suzuki, the backup goalkeeper from that Japanese league. Man United said no to all 4 of them. They're probably saying this to Amrabat. And they're probably saying this to Benjamin Pavard. We're not overpaying. We're not going to be held to ransom. That team's crying out for some equality to be brought in. And I'm hoping United will do business this week. It's got to be done. And if you look at those 4 stooges on the bench, Maguire, McTominay, Henderson and Martial. And I'll tell you what, I'd even put Sancho in that equation. People saying, oh, he looked bright when he came on. Did you watch that second half? He was fucking dreadful. Sancho is crap. He lost the ball. Can't fight for the ball. Takes on too many players at once. Loses possession. And then Wolves are on the counter-attack. The whole attack tonight was shit. Let's not beat around the bush. I just wish Manchester United would show some fight because I didn't see any fight tonight. I didn't see any. It's embarrassing. It really, really is embarrassing. And I'm struggling to see where the quality is going to come from because I can't imagine what's going to happen in the next few games. But United are just so fucking predictable. This summer transfer window has been a massive letdown all summer. We've been linked with every player fucking going. We could have got James Maddison and Harry Kane. We could have got Kim Min-jae. We could have got João Felix on it. And Man United said no. That's not backing the manager. That's throwing him under the bus. It's like they saw that performance last season from Erik ten Hag's team, seeing us win a trophy, win the Mickey Mouse Cup in the Carabao Cup. You then get us top 4. You get us back in the Champions League and you say, oh, everything's fine. We don't really need to spend in the summer. And it's like, are you blind? You saw that tonight. It's embarrassing. It's boring. United are getting away with scrappy 1-0 wins. Oh, what do you do? Let's get jazz hands. Let's get a party out. No, I'm sorry, no. United need to be better than that. This is fucking Manchester United. We're not a fucking National League club. Not in League 2. We're meant to be showing some bloody fight in this transfer window. We're meant to be showing some fight. Where's the fight been? Based on that, I dread playing fucking Luton away. Can you imagine what Burnley are going to do to us? Even Sheffield United. All 3 of those promoted teams are going to look and thinking, oh, great, look at Man United. They're so wide open. We could break this Man United team down. They're not hard to beat. I dread what's going to happen now because I just saw nothing from that Man United team tonight. I mean, Casemiro looked like a completely different player. Bruno Fernandes looked like a completely different player. Luke Shaw, bang average, and apparently is the best left back in the Premier League. Oh my God. Best left back in the league, is he? Based on what? Based on one game? Oh, he's the best left back. Did you see what he did last season? Oh my God. Look at Luke Shaw now. He's Roberto Carlos. Oh my God. Are we really trying to go there? Luke Shaw exposed again. That Wolves front three were having a field day. It was like a cat chasing a pigeon. That pigeon knows he's fucked. The pigeon is Luke Shaw, and he's got a cat running at him. And that cat is going to get him and chase him down and win the ball. And that pigeon has lost the battle. Luke Shaw is basically a pigeon. He's bait. He's the bait they're going to go for an attack with. United just didn't look comfortable. I'm sorry, they did not look comfortable. I don't trust these set of players again. All of a sudden, it just feels like United have drifted so far that way. We're meant to be here, connected, and it's like that connection has been split. We've got a group of set of players that are great, and you've got a group of set of players that are shit, and both of them are smashing in together. It's like when the head gasket goes on the car, the pistons all smash together. The pistons and the rods all smash together, making the head gasket, the engine blows. The engine's done. That is what's happening already. And United better get that engine fixed. Because that engine room, United ain't got one. I feel sorry for that midfield. I feel sorry for that attack. If Højlund was playing tonight, it might have been a different story. We've got Højlund out for 6 weeks because of that injury he picked up for Antalata in pre-season. That's down to Man United's negotiations for taking so fucking long on the deal. And we're expected to live with it. I'm sorry, there are strikers available. I Che Adams from Southampton at this moment in time. I would probably take fucking Danny Ings. And I know I shouldn't be shopping in that basement. But at the end of the day, United cannot keep doing this. We need to get players in ASAP. And if United don't do it, God forbid what's going to happen to some of your results this season. It's going to be a car crash. It's going to be a fucking car crash. I don't want United to fail. I want us to succeed. But we can't do it with the players we want to get rid of and the players we want to keep. Because both those sets of players are just going to clash. And then it will be a catastrophe. And it's showing that tonight. Certain players should not be coming on that pitch. Lindelof shouldn't be there. Mctominay should be there. Sancho, Maguire, Henderson, Diego Diallo, Anthony Martial. They need selling this week. Not next week, not 5 days before the window shuts. United have got to move. Do I think United are going to have to act after this? I think they've got to. I think they're going to have to move now. Because based on that, Ten Hag is not going to be happy with that performance. He knows United have got away with this. And he knows that he's looking at that team, he's thinking, oh shit, we're in big trouble. We are going to be in big trouble this season. I fear for Ten Hag's job. I back the manager. I'm backing him 100% this season, like I did last. But if results don't start picking up, I'm not going to blame it on him. I'm going to blame it on these players. Because like I said, it's like the Harry Potter film, The Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter finds out that the Chamber of Secrets has been reopened again. And everyone in Hogwarts is basically fucked. Without Harry killing the basilisk, all at Hogwarts are doomed. That is Manchester United. We have turned into Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And basically, what's happened here? There's a basilisk attacking and petrifying us. And we can't get that back until we have a saving grace. And tonight, that saving grace is you're going to have to spend some more money, Manchester United, to fix this team, because that United team, I looked at that team now, and I looked at that team last season. I mean, bloody hell. Did we get away with it last season? Did we overachieve? Based on that, yeah. We massively overachieved last season. And it showed that tonight. Those players have got too comfortable again in their own little shell. thinking they're God's gift. Wake up and smell the coffee. Because I tell you what, if I was playing like that as a Man United player, I'd be fearing for my future. And I think United now need to realise that we need to start listening. And the fans did what they did tonight. They protested against the club. And I applaud all of you Man United fans and supporters for doing that tonight. Because you got the club shop shut again. I applaud you for that. You did the right thing. And I applaud the Mason Greenwood, we don't want him back thing as well. I don't want Mason Greenwood back at Manchester United. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. I don't want someone like that who was accused for the allegations he was accused of. That back in the Man United shirt is going to turn into a PR disaster. If Mason Greenwood is back at Manchester United in the next few weeks, I can't stand by watching him. I don't want Mason Greenwood anywhere near a Manchester United shirt. I don't. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. And I applaud all the women and all the girls that protested against bringing him back. Because I applaud you for that. I stand by every woman for protesting against Greenwood coming back. I applaud you for what you did. Because that makes me feel like, you know what, I respect women. I always have, and I always will. I stand by all those women and all those girls who don't want Mason Greenwood back. It doesn't make me feel comfortable having him back. I don't want him back. He's overrated. He's not a generational talent. And what he did for the allegations he was apparently accused of, and then all charges gets dropped, that just sounds a little bit fishy to me. And I don't want him back at Man United because he's going to be a bad influence on the dressing room. He'll be a bad influence on the players and the squad. And I think the fans and supporters would have the right to boo him for every touch he takes of the ball. And I'm hoping Man United do not bring him back. But Man United might get desperate. Oh, we need a second striker. Let's bring Mason Greenwood back into the team. Yeah, let me know how that works out for you when it becomes a massive PR joke and a PR disaster that will affect the club's long-term vision of success. Because sponsors will drop off. Players won't want to come here because they won't feel comfortable with him back in the team. I'm not afraid to mention his name, Mason Greenwood. I don't want him back, but the full focus is on tonight. And I think, you know, some of those players are now shitting themselves. I think they know they're going to get a brutal assessment of their performance. And I think Ten Hag is going to go mental. I think Ten Hag is going to be angry. He isn't going to be happy with the performance. He's going to obviously say, you know, we're lucky we got the win, we got the 3 points, but it wasn't a brilliant performance. Yeah, it wasn't. At least Erik Ten Hag is not afraid to admit that. But clearly, are the players listening or they're down tooling? They know what they're doing, those players. They know what that squad's doing. We've seen it all before. And it's happening all over again. History's repeating itself, ladies and gentlemen. Man United are going to go back to being shit again. I dread what's going to happen in the next few games, but at least we've won. At least we got the 3 points, but we don't deserve it from my point of view. I think Man United fans, supporters can agree that United have got away with this big time. I'm not happy with that performance. I don't think any other Man United fan or any other Man United supporter is going to be happy because United have basically got away. We've basically used the get out of jail free card from the Monopoly game board. We have got away with that. Massively got away with it. And I think long term, if we don't get any investment in transfers this week, when we do our transfer window assessment week 9 review on Sunday afternoon, if we don't see anything then, or we don't see anything tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or even Saturday, we're in big trouble. And I think Ten Hag is facing a crisis. And I think it could get to that point if United do not act. Will it get to that point? I think Ten Hag's going to have to go to the board and say, look, I need some more players because I cannot work with this. And he can't work with that squad. That squad is massively overhyped. Their egos are huge again because they've got Champions League football back. And I think that attack, that midfield and that defence is shocking. Absolutely embarrassing to witness that on all fronts at Man United at the moment. That team should have performed tonight a bat out of hell. It should have been all guns to the throttle. United should have gone for that tonight. They should have put Wolves away to the sword. United should have buried Wolves. It's not acceptable. It's not a great performance, and you've got away with it. And I tell you what, if we're giving a man a match to anybody, I think it has to go to Andre Onana and Raphael Varane. One, for Raphael Varane getting the goal to get the 3 points, and for Onana keeping clean sheet and doing something that David De Gea couldn't even do in United shirt. Not afraid to play the ball out, not afraid to make big decisions, and not afraid to come out of goal and clinch the ball. So I think that issue is getting my man of the match because Those two deserve it. Raphael Varane and Andre Onana are my man of the match. But I think United have got to play better than that, because that was not good enough tonight. United, you got away with it. I'm not happy. I'm not jumping up and down. You've got to work on your game. So I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Hit the like button, the share button. Please keep subscribing to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube if you're new. Share the video. Hit the tweet button and retweet button. Remember to always put that notification bell on all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on the United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. More Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23, EA Sports FC 24, Rocket League, more previews, more match reactions, more transfer news assessments as well, right throughout the rest of this transfer window in 2023. Obviously, we've got the Spurs preview coming up for you, all amazing people, on Wednesday afternoon for Tottenham versus Man United on Saturday evening. We've got that preview for the second game of the new 2023-2024 Premier League season. Look out for that preview Wednesday afternoon between Tottenham and Man United. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Thanks for watching. Speak to all amazing people very, very soon. And yeah, we've got the win, but it's not been a brilliant performance from Manchester United. Let's not beat around the bush about that. Thanks for watching.